Good good morning, graduates. Good morning. I'm gonna wait until people start rolling. You don't know. We are here. We are here. We shall wait for everyone to come in to class. And as in come into class, do not forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Okay? Like up the live as soon as you come in, because we're gonna go in at this. You understand? Yes, man. So, morning, morning. Hey, there work, peep. Beautiful, beautiful. This is more or less a podcast. You will see me occasionally, so you should be able to just stick your headphones in and keep it moving and still get the juice of everything that is going down. As you guys all know, HDK has kept damn silent for a considerable period of time. Big up yourself, Marenches. Nama, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Don. Wagwan. Yes, yes. So we're going to go into this whole thing, and I am going to break down for you some of the key things that I've heard missing from the discussions that have been taking place. Significant things that really and truly should put your mind at ease, but also should inform you about this process. Let me tell you something. Walande. Me come on camera a little bit. Hmm. Let me tell you guys something, right? You see, Donna Marie Go, and I'm saying her full legal name. You see this lady's name? This lady's name has been ridden on social media for so many years and still continues to be ridden on social media for so many years. Me really have to wonder what's up. But in addition to that, I am not going to be biased in this discussion. We are going to have a very objective discussion on the situation. We're going to, as we always do, graduates, provide you with the facts before we come down on one side. Yeah, balanced arguments. We're in the Ray and the Woody Pie excitement. And I know that when everything was coming out yesterday, it was all buzz, 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 live after live, live after live, live after live. I was busy outside with my husband partying. So I didn't listen to most of it, but I did hear some of it before I head out. And you know how HTK operates. I never come out when there's a lot of noise. I cannot stand it. I wait until all the noise settles, right? Because people are going to run out and they're going to have a lot of emotions at the forefront of things. And emotions will take control of common and capital sins, right? So I may allow the emotions to run off first before I come out. I like to make sure that I think deeply, I do the appropriate research, and I analyze properly before I speak on any subject, especially one where there is an ongoing legal situation. You have got to be careful what comes out of your mouth. Okay. So before I get started, let me hail up people in the class. You know how I like to do? I like to big up my graduates and appreciate every single one of you. Big up my sis, Nama in the house. Guyanese, I see you. Big up yourself. Good morning. Guyanese, have you changed your name? Sadie, big up yourself. I see you. Norma Francis. Sakian Sam, good morning. And Rosemary Lunan, good morning. Cheryl Dobson, good morning. Dawn, my sister, and big up yourself. Just a pre says greetings. Just pick up my phone and ping it coming like them yam Donna yam for lunch, supper, and dinner. It's crazy. Yes, my love. Diane Campbell, big up yourself. Good morning. Andrea Holness, good morning. Only Salvation Last, good morning. You were waiting on my analysis. Thank you so much. Who else have we got here? Jody, big up yourself. Good morning. For those of us who are unaware of what's going on, can you give a brief rundown of what's going on? I certainly shall. I will start with that. Jody, I will do that. Ione, big up yourself. I see you. Let's see who else is here. Happy Friday to you and family. Thank you so much. Thank you for the greetings and salutations. From Nick's Kitchen, big up yourself. Sasha Brown, I see you. Foreign Woman TV, big up yourself. Who else is here? I've got my member here, PLJ Happy. Simone, you're busy working and listening. Good. And Gloria, big up your nice, clean selves. So, a bit of a background for those of you who are unaware. So, Aunty Donna, as you know, is a popular social media influencer, content creator. Now she's a blogger as well. And she is also a household name. She is the CEO of her own company. She's got her Nyambad cakes, Nyambad puddings, her juices, which have hit shelves in supermarkets and is heavily demanded every year. So those of you who know Aunty Donna, you will also know her. Well, you will originally know her for her humanitarian work. So this is for people who are unfamiliar, guys. I'm giving a background. You will know her for her humanitarian works. She has done a lot in terms of her give back program, and most of it started from 2019 during the COVID period to date. So there have been milestone achievements for her give back program, including the building of houses for the vulnerable, giving out groceries, feeding programs. There is so much. There is so much, and of course, let's not forget students who have got limited resources being able to complete their higher level academia through the funding that's raised via Aunty Donna and her platform with her Plankatarians, right? Now, Aunty Donna is a personality who she basically she's so explosive in that the things that she says either go viral in a good way or a bad way, depending on your perspective. And it often is just the way she puts things that causes controversy, but it also is a huge part of her charm. This is why a lot of people watch her. She is very grassroots, down to earth, bubbly, but she can say things that rubs people the wrong way because they don't agree. And we love her and we're here for it. However, this is not about whether or not um, Aunty Donna is above the court of law, right? None of us are. And currently, we have a situation where a past donor has decided to take out a civil lawsuit against Donna Gao. Now, this past donor interacted with her back in about 2019, 2020, and they did have some falling out online. Um, it's clear that the past donor had interacted with DMG beyond the surface of the internet, and they had arrangements made for, the sales of her cakes. And the arrangement went a little bit awry when it came to exchange of monies at the end of that. When that happened, things were said online, and I am actually revisiting a video that I am going to play for you. So things were said online by both parties that led to a complete breakdown of the relationship between herself and that past donor. The past donor and her, they had a public fallout. However, subsequently, both parties did actually mend fences. Now, this is the part that I find very, very surprising in all this. And we are going to go down that memory lane just to remind people about certain things. However, since then, the donor has decided that she's going to take out a civil lawsuit against DMG. And we are going to go through the reasons for that. You're going to hear it for yourself. Now, what I will not be doing is I am not going to be screen sharing the documents because I haven't had time to go through and block out names and addresses and this and that. So just to avoid certain legal complications and issues for my channel, I am not going to share the documents. But by now, everybody has had a hand in seeing the documents because they are everywhere. All over social media, be it they're edited or not. Okay. So the first thing I think it's really important to do is to go through the affidavit of the donor herself. And so you can hear exactly what her reason is for this civil lawsuit. And then we're going to go through Donegal's response. And then after that, I am going to break down for you what could be the potential outcome of the case. Okay. Based on the research I've done and the things I've read. I am not a lawyer. First declaration and disclaimer. I am not a lawyer. I am simply an academic observer. And it's about using our intellect, our understanding, and using primary sources of research in order to inform ourselves about the process. So this is important that you recognize that. If you want direct legal advice on things, please go to a lawyer. Thank you. All right. So I hope that makes sense for those of you who are not 100% aware of what took place. But now we're going to go into the documentation. And as I read it, I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to break down exactly what's being said, what is meant. And then we take it from there. So let me just change scenes while I pull up the document. Because like I said, I'm not sharing this. So if you are busy on the other side of this video, you can get on with your lives while having me in your ear. You will still hear and get the gist and the depth of it all. All right. Big up yourselves, energy. I see you. Okay. All right. So, bloggers had released the court documents online, right? And I know a lot of people were criticizing the bloggers who did that. I need you guys to understand that these are public documents. They are in the public domain, and it doesn't take much to be able to access them as long as you're not in a blocked country. The UK will struggle to get these documents unless you have a VPN attached. But other than that, once you're able to log in and do a public search, you can do so and you can get access to these documents, right? So, the civil affidavit that was posted by the donor, the past donor, says, and I'm going to read it aloud. I have known Donna Marigo for a long time, in which I have donated money, goods, and God knows what that is. Because I'm telling you, when it comes to how this thing is written, it is, you can tell that the person kind of struggles with literacy. But anyway, donated money, goods, and something else to over $30,000 because Donna say have a charity, only to find out it was a lie. It was a scam all along to get people's money. Donna had took so much money from people. At one time, I sent a container to her in Jamaica, paid for it to be delivered to her house, a lot of money. And after she got it, she came on her platform and disgraced me, the I am a liar, and I'm reading it verbatim, people. I study English reader, so me I read it. Disgrace me, the I am a liar and a thief, Facebook and YouTube. Throughout the years, that's supposed to be throughout, I have gone through a lot on SM, and I'm assuming that means social media, because of the lies Donna Marigo tell on me over Although, I think that's although. Although she apologized to me, it does not change the fact that my life is a living hell. I am so tired of all her people cussing me. I just want back my money and be done with them. Okay? So, Jaja. Wait, me did blind fair bit, so me did have to put on the glasses, the people. First of all, one of the things I picked up was the $30,000. I'm assuming this must be Jamaican dollars because this cannot be US dollars. There is no way in hell said Donna would have that money. But anyway, 30,000 Jamaican dollars is what you really ought to have put it in currency context, which would be the amass of about 200 US dollars. Anyway, this person is saying that whatever money, goods, whatever, added up to over 300,000, 30,000. So you're telling me that includes the container, the items, the blah, 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 30,000 US dollars? Really? You will have to have documentation to prove that. In addition, this thing says that Donna say have a charity, only to find out it was a lie. Graduates, please remind me. When did Donna go say that her give back program was going to be registered as a charity? Put the year in the comments, please, and thanks. When did that happen? Because as far as I know, this did not happen in 2019 when it was blatantly Donna Go's give back program. This did not happen in 2020. This did not happen in 2021. This did not happen in 2022. When did Donna Go say that her program was going to become a registered charity? What year did she say she was going to register it? Because as far as I'm aware, the interaction between this donor and Donna Go, the initial one, was in 2019, 2020 when it was very clearly and explicitly not a registered charity, never had an intention of being a registered charity, and was a good deeds program. So, even when this fracas and this fallout took place, there was no talk of Donna's program being a good deeds program. Because I remember when I did my shows on the fact that informal charities should register, you know. And it was after all of this fallout online. I remember when. Thank you. 2024. Okay. Thank you, Mirror on the road. So it's all the something them in the container was $30,000. Well, she'll have to prove that. But regardless, because that is easy paperwork. That's easy to track. That's easy to request. You know, to say, listen, this is the amount that was spent and so on and so forth. That's easy to put together and easy to check. And likewise, the arrival should have been signed off. The clearing of things should have been signed off. All of those things are traceable and trackable documentation, which she will have to present. You understand? Okay. So I'm talking about this claim though, that she said that it was a charity only for it to not be a charity and recognize it was a lie. Because this donor was not in Planka Shop in 2024, much less 2025. So there should have been no disguise or no deception or no misconception about whether or not it was going to be a charity. In the time frame that things took place with this donor, it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, we're just going through it in terms of the claims. Then it's going on to talk about so much money from people at one time and so on. So much money from people. What's that got to do with you, and how is that your business? Any judge in their right mind will say, but that this is irrelevant information. This has nothing to do with whatever is happening with you. You telling me about other people's money and what that's got nothing to do with me. You, nor the cook, nor the old lady, nah, nothing to do nothing. Right? Anyway, she's speaking about this whole delivery to the house, a lot of money. She got it, came on our platform, disgrace her that she's a liar and a thief. Isn't it two different things going on here? Wasn't there an issue with some package that was sent to DMG's house? And wasn't there another issue with monies to do with cake sales? They're two different issues. They almost seem to be mushed into one in this document. So I'm a little bit confused about who was called a liar and a thief and all of that. But I do know that there was an online fallout. So anything is possible when that was going on, and things could have been said. So I'm not going to defend or, go against this, but I'm just thinking that it's two different things, right? But anyway, throughout the years, I've gone through a lot on social media because of the lies that she told on her. That is not impossible. I did see evidence back in the day of voice notes and things, harassment that this donor did receive, and it is a real thing. She did experience a lot of bullying. And whether that be because of what happened with Donna Go or not is the part that needs to be proven. And whether or not Donna Go is behind it is another thing. Because at the end of the day, if human beings pick up their phone and decide to harass somebody, pick up their phone and decide to text somebody and tell them all kind of things, or cuss them out, or call them thief, or, harass them, even if they're doing it in the name of somebody that they claim that they're defending, does not mean or does not equate to Donna Go being the person behind these people's behavior. These are all adults who have decided to take it up and harass you, which is not right. And I don't stand for it, because I don't believe in things like that. I think it's disgusting. People like to go on people's platform and people's people inbox and call people and cuss them for no reason other than them a defend somebody that don't even really know them. You understand? So that part is terrible. However, to point a finger to say it's Donna Go's fault or it's because of Donna Go, no logical thinking person is going to think that makes sense. Unless you have got somebody who has come and said, here, see proof here that Donna Go write to me and tell me, say, I must come and cuss you for $200. That's a nonsense in the eyes of the law. It's just your own feeling. It's your gut feeling. It's what you think. It's your opinion, but it's not provable. And it's important you realize that even in a civil lawsuit, things have got to be provable. How are you going to prove that? There's no proof there because there is none. And if there is none, then it's something that would be dismissed quite easily in terms of logic. Okay? It does not negate the fact that the person's life may have been a living hell and that they're tired of people, don't ring me, is that they're tired of people cursing them out and all of that. Yeah. But this is irrelevant to Donna Go. It's got nothing to do with Donna Go. It's not relevant at all. So this is a monetary claim. The donor is putting in a monetary claim. They want money as compensation. They're claiming that the compensation money they want is to do with that shipment, that container shipment. So let us take a listen to Donna Go's response, her affidavit, okay? And Her affidavit, when I first read it, I was like, oh, who right there? You understand? Because the names were wrong and stuff like that. I was like, but this lawyer want to leak, man. But not to worry. I know a lot of people are thinking that there's a wrong name on the affidavit, and if there's a wrong name on the affidavit, it's no longer a legal document. It's going to be thrown out. That's absolute garbage. Um, Absolute garbage. Okay, if a name is wrong, i.e., it's misspelled, or it's not it's not the right name, but somehow it's the right initials. It's got the first two letters correct, the rest of it's not. That's considered an informal correction. It's considered a minor error. And all you have to do is either file a fresh affidavit, freshly typed, properly signed and notarized, or to replace the incorrect one, or do a motion to correct the error. It's a simple thing. Filing for an amended pleading is another thing you can do. There's lots of things that you can do because it's a clerical error. It does not negate the legality of the document. It's still a legal document and it's still binding. Okay, so that's nothing. But yeah, let's be careful with legal documents and try to make sure that we get things right. Is the advice that Donna should be telling her lawyer. Okay. And likewise, for DMG as well, when you put your signature to things, make sure say the name them right. You understand? So let's read it. Okay, well, I need my item. I'm blind like a bat, people. Need my item. Okay. All right. So it says plaintiff versus Donna Go, affidavit of Donna Go. It's got the state and the county. Before me, the undersigned authority personally appeared, Donna Go, who, after being first duly sworn, deposes and says, "My name is Donna Go. I am of the age of 18 and I am competent to make this affidavit. I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein and they are true and correct. I am the defendant in the above style case. I have read the statement of claim filed against me by," and that's the donor's name, "in this matter. The allegations within it are incoherent, false, and I do not owe her any money. The plaintiff, donor's name, has been engaged in a campaign of online harassment against me for a significant period. The harassment was intensified since I refused to give in to her demands for money." Hold up. That's pretty serious. So, according to Donna's document, this donor has been harassing her and demanding money. So I am assuming that with Donna Go putting this in her affidavit, that she has got documented evidence of the donor requesting money. And by the sound of things, it sounds as though this demand for money that was being made off her had nothing to do with the Good Deeds program and nothing to do with the charitable donations. Right? Right? It's got nothing to do with the charity. So let me ask a question. Are we aware of this donor begging Donna Go money? Was this ever mentioned on any live? I'm just asking. Because I don't really follow up these people like that. Was this asked for on any live? Because that doesn't sound good. And why would you be asking for finances? Is this personal money that you are asking for from Donna Go? So I am assuming once again that Donna Go has got documented evidence of this, because if that's the case, there is a motive here that's money driven. That doesn't sound good. Right, let's keep reading. Right, fifth point. As evidence of this harassment, attached hereto as composite Exhibit A are true and correct screenshots of posts and comments made by the donor, also known as, and then there is the right name of her YouTube channel. These posts A. Falsely label me as a liar, scammer, and a thief. B. Are intended to damage my personal and professional reputation. C. Are consistent with her statement in the statement of claim that she disgraced me on Facebook and utilize. I don't know what that means. The utilize part doesn't make sense grammatically. We need to be sure, guys, whenever you are doing legal documents, right? Even if your lawyer is putting your document together for you, you need to read your documents with a fine tooth comb and make sure anything that's put in there to represent you makes sense, okay? This is a lesson here. I believe this lawsuit is not a good faith attempt to resolve a legitimate debt, but is instead a malicious extension of her online harassment campaign. It is an attempt to use the court system to bully, intimidate, and harass me further after her online attacks and demands for money were unsuccessful. This is it again. Demands for money were unsuccessful. So this past Donna has been harassing this lady for money. Somebody says, Sister Transparency have all the receipts and social media posts ready to show in mediation. Oh, mediation? Hey, what you know about mediation, me on the road? DMG even sent her money, and the lady admits on her live that DMG sent her money twice. So she's begging. DMG behind the scenes begging for money. And DMG has actually sent her money more than once. So then the woman had enough and said, no more, I'm not sending you any more money. Stop asking. But this is not good. Anyway, there is then a motion to dismiss the statement of the claim. The defendant, Donna Marie Go, by and through her undersigned counsel and pursuant to Florida Rule of Civil Procedure, and it gives the clause number, moves this court to dismiss the plaintiff's statement of claim for failure to state a cause of action upon which relief can be granted. As grounds, defendant states as follows: failure to state a coherent cause of action. The statement of claim fails to meet the basic pleading requirements of the Florida Rule of Civil Procedure and the procedure number. It does not set forth a short and plain statement of the ultimate facts showing that the pleader is entitled to relief. The narrative provided by the plaintiff is incoherent, unintelligible, and fails to identify any recognized legal theory for recovery. It's absolutely right. There's nothing there. There's nothing about breach of contract. There's nothing about defamation. There's nothing about fraud, really. She just hints at it. She implies, that she's said she had a charity, but she didn't. I'm just going to go back because I want to just double check something, that she did not include the word fraud. Hold on one second, guys. Yep. There's nothing there. She found out it was a lie is the only indication of anything else, but there's nothing there that says the word fraud or breach of contract or defamation. However, she does give a scenario that can be interpreted as fraudulent, and that's when she sent a so-called container and it was signed for or handed over, and then it was claimed that it was never received. So that part of it could be considered a defrauding of her, right? But it's not there in black and white. A court cannot grant relief based on a complaint that is impossible to understand or answer. Lack of subject matter jurisdiction, failure to allege a justiciable. What's that word? Do you mean justifiable issue? Anyway, the pleading fails to present a justiciable. Yeah, that seems to be the word. Justiciable. Issue suitable for judicial resolution. The statements are rambling and appear to relate to personal grievances, alleged social media posts, and unspecified financial dealings. Okay, so they're basically trying to dismiss it. They're trying to dismiss it and use the fact that it's incoherent. There's no legal clause, and it sounds like a personal grievance. That's why they're trying to dismiss it. Now, This is what I'm going to say. Based on what I've researched further, obviously the court did not dismiss it, meaning that it wasn't thrown out. There is still going to be a case. And I listened to the donors live, and I listened carefully to what was said and what was not said. Now, interestingly, in listening to the donors live and listening to whether or not she would declare what the outcome was, I noticed that she skirted around that, only to say it has not been dismissed. Then she said it has been placed in, she used the word mitigation. That's the word she used, right? Mitigation. Now, mitigation can only come after you've gone to trial. So, and they haven't gone to trial. So I am assuming that's a mistake. Because you can't go through no mitigation yet. You're not ready for mitigation yet. You're not at the mitigation stage. So I thought to myself, what's the closest thing? Because, mouth can slip to mitigation. And I realized your case has been put to mediation. Your case has been put to mediation. That would have to be the other route as opposed to mitigation. You mean mediation? Exactly. So if your case has been placed in mediation, you know what that tells me? You know what that tells me? If your case is put in mediation, I'm going to tell you what that tells me. That tells me that it's not so serious in the eyes of the judge that it would warrant an immediate court case, right? An immediate lawsuit. It means that your aim to have a civil lawsuit against the lady has failed in the interim. Yes, because I'm not saying it can't go back to that. I'm saying currently your aim to bring her into court has failed. And the judge has made the decision that rather than dismiss it, because you clearly, I don't know how you were conducting yourself or what you were doing or saying in court, but you must have given the impression that you're all distressed. And from what I understand on your live, you represented yourself, right? So when the judge decides to give you mediation, it allows the parties involved to decide the important issues for themselves. So rather than go through court and the expense of court, of the court making a decision, you would have somebody who would be considered a neutral expert hired to actually work between these two individuals. What a waste of time. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm going to tell you the possible things that can happen out of this. Especially as there is a monetary claim. And the monetary claim is really focused on this container because that is her claim, guys. It's focused on the container. So it's between, I don't know what, 5,000 to, if we're working on the US dollars, right? We're working on the 30,000 as US dollars based on the container and the other stuff which she claims she's saying. So we're looking at about, in terms of claim, because she can't claim the full amount. She'd have to go claim parts. You understand? I doubt very much she could claim the full amount. But anyway, let's just look at the fact that one, the process itself becomes extremely confidential. Once you go into mediation, you're not allowed to speak on it. You're not allowed to refer to it. You're not allowed to talk about it online. You're not about to even say this is what it is. Because remember, say you said mitigation, And me, I put two and two together and I said this sound like mediation. So I am making an assumption based on your error because mitigation does not come so early. For the record. But anyhow, you open your mouth and say anything about the process itself, you can be brought into serious problems with the courts. You understand? So it is a more cost effective, it's less time taken up and so on, less expenses going through this route, right? And it results normally in less people going back to court in order to get a judgment, right? It can result in future positive relationships between the parties. So people can mend fences as a result of going through these kind of channels. So the mediator will begin by explaining the mediation process, answering their questions. Each side will be given the opportunity to express their concerns, talk about the case from their point of view. And during the negotiation process, the mediator will help parties to clarify what the issues are and consider possible ways to resolve their differences so that an agreement can be reached between the parties. Okay? These confidential discussions between the mediator and the individual party are locked from public view. In other words, whatever is discussed there, it's difficult to prove once you step away from that mediation meeting. It will not be on record for anybody to go to and read and say, hey, the Donna said this, Aunty Donna said that. No, it's locked off from public view. You will not have access to the discussions that are taking place there. Okay? This is not to say the public will not be privy to documentation that says there will be mediation if mediation was the outcome. Nor will it say that afterwards, with the results of the mediation, that information does not hit public domain because it depends on the outcome and what is agreed or not agreed. Now, the parties themselves may reach an agreement on all the issues in their case. They may decide that, okay, listen, guys, me can't bother this warranting, and let's just squash this out and make it dead, and can't bother gonna further, and you just walk away with $2,000 and me walk away with my dignity or whatever the hell. Yeah, they can come up with that, and it's all hunky dory, and everybody goes their separate ways. Now, in that process of arriving at any kind of decision, be it something that they're both happy with or not happy with, parties can also bring into this things like non-disclosure agreements to shut each other up so that things are not said online and shared publicly. They can put certain gag orders in place. They can also put in applications for information to be sealed publicly so that nothing gets pulled up. I do encourage Donna Go to do this. Okay, because just do it. You don't need this. Okay, seal it. Right? So like I said, they can come up with a mutual agreement. And if once that's done, it's produced in a written document and then it's submitted to the judge for approval. And if the judge approves the agreement, it becomes a binding order of the court and the case is officially settled. Now, the parties can also agree on some but not all the issues. Okay? It could be partial. So this partial agreement is also produced in writing for the judge's approval, and the remaining disputes in the case are then decided by the court. So it can then go back to court for the remaining issues. So it could be a partial solution. And then there's also the potential outcome that the parties do not agree on any of the issues at all, and that's called an impasse. Now, in this case, when there's an impasse and nobody agree on nothing because they're not happy, It goes straight to court, and then the normal judicial process will take place. Okay. And then everything is then decided by the court. So at this point, if it goes back to court because nobody is happy, then it's all about going through the trial. It's a lengthier process. It's a more time consuming process, a financially more demanding process as well. Do you understand? So mediation, though it can be good in that it can stop these expenses and this time consuming process from going ahead, it can also still lead right back to the court process, the normal judicial process. Okay? Um, hmm. You guys, I want to hear your opinion. Do you see Aunty D going all the way to court with this? I'd like to just get your opinion on that. Do you see her? No, sir. Let me stop you, sir. 488 of you. And let me just take a look on how many likes on the video. 100 likes. Okay, I'm coming off. You guys are taking the mic. What? That's not okay, guys. You can't do that. When you can't sit down here, so just absorb, and don't even have the common courtesy to press the like button, which is for free. Y'all sat over here, full up in a class. Come, man, and do little better, man. Do little better. On the salvation last, that's got nothing to do with anything. That's got nothing to do with anything. Her not talking about it doesn't mean it's not public, my lovely. It's out there. Yeah. The smart thing for her to do is to not speak about it. Do you understand? The smart thing for her to do is to not speak about it. Because at the end of the day, nothing can be said that DMG has brought herself into any kind of ill repute with the court of law, which anybody who talks about it will be brought into ill repute. And when I say anybody, I mean any of the parties involved. Do you understand? So it's smart that she has not spoken about it. Jessup said, Donna, should I give her a sweet syrup cake and dough? Y'all are funny. She's too busy to waste her time to pursue this nonsense. Unfortunately, Winsome, as much as I would love to agree with you, it is a legal process. So whether she wishes to entertain it or not, she has no choice. She has got to go through the process. Now, I've spoken to you about all of the research and I've spoken to you about all the legal ramifications. I've told you about what it means, what mediation can result in. But now I'm going to tell you my personal opinion, which is different. Okay? I want to, no, before me do that, let me just check the likes then because you know, I always have mess about with me, you know. I like that, you know. Oh, thank you so much, Kiki, for the super chat. I really appreciate you. I appreciate. Okay, thank you. That's a lot better, guys. Thank you very much for liking up the video. All right. Boy, oh boy, human beings are wicked, wicked. I'm telling you, I'm afraid of people. I'm telling you, I'm afraid of people. I'm afraid of people bad, you know. I'm afraid of people bad to the point where people. This is why I stay to myself. I stay to my graduates. I only deal with my people because this is the me no want know nobody on social media. I don't want to know any of Uno. I don't want any of you guys in my company. And this is exactly the reason why I don't want you guys in my company. Because none of this was necessary. None of it. Now I'm going to say this. Can this damage Donna Marie Go? Can it damage her? What is the purpose of this past donors court activities? What is the point of it? Especially given that even the claims themselves don't make any sense. They're not very well documented. This person actually think they could win. This is my opinion. May not be fact. I do not believe this person thinks that they can win. And I do not believe that's the point. This person is no fool. The donor knows that even the weight right and even weight say and even all of that, not go much further. And even any little settling or any little thing that might have happened, it not gonna be not much. That is not the point. I genuinely believe the aim of this person is to damage the woman's reputation. It's to make her feel uncomfortable. Somebody asked whether or not the civil proceedings, say it went back to court, would it have an impact on her ability to gain her citizenship in the United States of America? What I will say is that generally speaking, civil lawsuits do not impact on citizenship applications, generally speaking. However, where the civil lawsuits involve things like fraud, it can have a negative impact. In addition, there is also the element of the citizenship process, which is about good and moral character. So by bringing in this kind of profile against her name, it can have a kickback that isn't great. Not to say that you won't be able to probably, do something about that, but I'm just saying this is where it can cause issues. In addition, yeah, there is the fact that it's time consuming. It's being done at a time when she's in the middle of her, cake season. It's going to cost because lawyers cost. It's no cheap thing. Remember, this individual has nothing to lose. So she is actually representing herself. So there's no cost to her. But she knows that this lady will not be able to do her cake season, do all of these things, and represent herself. So she has to spend out on a lawyer. Now, in Donna's affidavit, she clearly intends to countersue or go after this lady. It's two different cases. She cannot in the same breath go for this lady for defamation and go for this lady for the things that she did on social media and all of that. She can't. It's two different cases. She's going to have to settle or not settle with this case. And then in a separate case, go after the donor for defamation, for her colluding with other bloggers to tear down her brand, to tear down her name, attacking her verbally, calling her scammer, calling her liar, all of those things, which is documented on social media and has been documented for a long time, right? So all of those things will have to be put together in a completely separate case. You understand me? And all of that will have to be pursued in a separate case file number, separate everything. But with regards to this particular case, it needs to be settled on its own merits. You understand? And that settling, like I said, it could result in her going to court or not. If this gets filed against her name, it can have a negative impact. They would have to dig and look at all these things. But Puss and dog not the same look and all these things. And right now, Trump not too light, no foreigner. So this person knows what they're doing. They want to damage her any way possible. Any way possible. I have even heard other bloggers advising this lady on what to do and how to do the lawsuit and how to bring down the lady. This is coercing, collaboration, conspiracy. And all of that will be taken down by the lawyer, and no doubt it will be in the lawyer's hands. All of that will be in the lawyer's hands. Ready for round 2. But you know what I find odd? That despite even in the affidavit of the donor, she claims that the lady apologized. And despite this here, let me just play this.
Blurry this day. I don't know why it could have been blurry when I see it. Them say blurry. Them say no, it's not. Let me see if it's a blurry. Look by your phone. You have YouTube by your phone.
Me can
Or in,
swap the line from up there.
let me ask you, Mr. Have Wi-Fi. Excuse me. You have Wi-Fi here? No, sir. Come nearer. Oh, them say a little bit better. Might be. Let me see if I turn the phone and go look. Yes, guys. Watch admin reach. This is the famous Maxine. So Maxine, it's good to meet you.
Yes,
Nice
sweetheart.
first in our
Yes,
history.
yes,
And a
yes.
lot of people don't understand that when you forgive somebody, it's not for Aunty Donna or Maxine.
Yes.
Maxine forgive me because of Maxine.
Yes.
And I forgive Maxine because
Because of
of
you.
me.
Yes.
And that is all about. And I ask, that is why I come over here. So I don't give nobody no option to come with no negativity. If me did want to do it over Facebook, I would do it. They over there start. Oh, you go over there. Yes, Mr. Dear Love. And them I show you
Wow, wow.
Yes, clear
Thank
answer.
you.
You say clear now. Yes, Maxine. Yes, I meet you, I talk to you, I this in a real life.
The amount of things for me and you do.
When
And I
me and you
first
do
we
that
see each
first,
other.
yes, we only talk on phone
Oh
and we
my
talk to you
God.
back on video, back them
Yes.
time there.
But that's
Well,
just video. This is the
yeah,
first time we
first
ever
time
actually
we
meet.
ever actually meet in a real
Yes.
life. Yes, guys, full up
Around
the
those love
screen.
for me.
Yes.
Wow.
Full up the screen with some love on it.
Yes.
Unity,
Oh
we
my
say right.
God.
I'm actually I'm tell you upon the live. I actually meet Ashanti. And it is different from when I sit on the phone. I was so shocked in just little and nice. In just have this little body and you know a different the person when I see on the phone I know him see in a real life. So sometimes
None of us. None of us. I
yes.
have actually have a feeling how you look because I saw
so
your kids.
yes,
So,
yes. You work
was
off
the
of
same
that.
way,
So your
yes.
daughter, them think she that come.
No, sir, them they explore.
Yes,
I mean,
hello.
I really like if you talk her, Donna.
Yeah, me
Yes.
think she did that come. Oh, she gone,
She
but
did
different.
Wally Park Guns River.
Yeah, everybody are enjoying.
Monday, so
Yeah,
them put in
yeah,
as much as they
yeah.
can put in.
So, me say, yes, we have to learn to forgive. Definitely. Be a positivity. Maxine, look for yourself. Be a positivity over here. More than two a week now. Nobody not have nothing bad to say. Jaja. Yeah, for the comments. Wonderful, Miss Donna and Maxine. Me not see nothing
Hey, chit
happening
chat.
there
I
here.
just see chit chat said
I
something.
chit chat, yes, and chit chat, yes. Remember chit chat. And so
Chit chat, I'll
Maxine look
call you when I go
beautiful.
home.
Yeah, them not so Maxine
Hey.
look beautiful.
I am beautiful in real
Yeah,
life.
yes. That's make we see our face. Maxine look good. You better open up your eye when you eat. No negativity over here. No negativity.
Oh, please.
Maxine
You
looks
see
nice.
the
Good that you
hold
both
on
have
a minute.
Maxine
Hold
enough.
on. Hold on.
Yeah.
You see how you followers cause problems? Look at the donor and Donna Go sat there having their nice little meal. And here comes one of you cheeky typers talking about, make sure you keep your eye open all and things that when them are eating all these things. And what did Donegal do? She challenged you and she told you no negativity. So where it was on her own platform, where she had full control, where she was the one who was able to set the tone and the pace, she checked and balanced you people who were busy trying to bully in the comments. She took social responsibility and made sure that the lady was comfortable. By the way, played with permission. Let's keep listening.
And if the world it stays at Jamaica, would that be a
It
better
would.
place?
It would.
There are certain things where you're not going to stoop to, where you know you take a certain levels to. And you know, me move on, me learn, me grow. certain things I grew up with. Me I beg
But
God to
whatever
clear the
happened,
tongue.
yes, whatever happened was between me and
Yes,
you. It's just a
and
misunderstanding.
I
The
was
people
telling
blow it
this.
out of proportion. So, I
Yes,
mean,
yes. And we to always say things, you said things that
we
will come
can't
to
control what people say
yes,
anyhow.
yes. I'm a
Wow. So in this video, the donor is saying that whatever happens between you and I, other people blew it out of proportion. So not Donna Go, not even herself. Other outside elements blew it out of proportion. So she's implying that neither of the parties involved had any control over what took place around their names on social media. Do you see why I'm confused?
pay nobody in a phone of mine.
Donna, I don't know how you do it.
Sometimes alright, well, so one time God Maxine know that take it up and start cups.
Yes,
But no, it's not
Leggy.
necessary. If me a pastor,
Donna, you tell
I
me say me not to pay them no mind, but me can't do it because sometimes some things will come across me, and the thing is, it's cutting deep right now. It's cutting deep because it's going to my daughter, it's going to my grandkids, it's going too far.
Yes.
Right, it's not
And
me
at
and
no
you
point
no
in
more.
time, people, children should have been.
Hey, wait, I want to pull that up just a little bit. Hang on. Hang on. I just want to pull that up just a little bit. We at there. Let me go back.
She did that come. Oh, she gone. All right, bring the festival. Yeah. Definitely. Be positivity. Maxine, look for yourself. Be positivity over him. One or two a week now. Nobody not have nothing bad to say. Jaja.
I need to.
Yeah, for the comments. Wonderful, Miss Donna.
I need to hear this bit.
Hey, Chit Chat, I just see Chit Chat said something.
Hi, Chit Chat, yes, and Chit Chat, yes. Remember Chit Chat.
Chit Chat, I'll call you when I go home.
Yeah, them not so Maxine look beautiful.
Chit Chat, how was that
I am
called?
beautiful in real life.
Yes, yes.
Me nah mix you.
Let's go. Maxine look good. You better open up your eye when you eat. No negativity over here. No negativity.
No
Maxine
negativity.
looks nice. Goods that you both have matured enough to put. And if the world it stays at Jamaica, would have been a better place.
It would.
There are certain things where you're not going to stoop to, where you know you take a certain levels to. And you know, me move on, me learn, me grow. Certain things me grow up with.
But whatever happened, yes, whatever happened was between me and you. It's just a misunderstanding.
And I was
people
telling
blow
this,
it out of proportion.
People blow it out of proportion.
And we to always say things, you said things that
we
will come
can't
to
control what people say anyhow.
Yes, I'm not paying nobody in a phone of mine.
Donna, I don't know how you do it.
Sometimes alright, well, so one time God Maxine know that take it up and start cups. But no, it's not necessary. If me a pastor,
Donna, you tell me say me not to pay them no mind, but me can't do it because sometimes some things will come across me, and the thing is, it's cutting deep right now. It's cutting deep because it's going to my daughter, it's going to my grandkids, it's going too far.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And at no point in time, people, children should have been included in a certain things.
No.
And when you look on it, you have to look on it and say it's just a small fraction of Jamaica. If you say 100, that's just 3% outside station. And sadly, it is on social media. You understand? They come for order already.
What more did this donor want? I am hearing from the evidence here. DMG making it clear that she is not for the cyberbullying that took place with this donor, that she despises that behavior, that she can't control it, that she wishes it never happened. She's even encouraging her, please don't pay attention to it, even though she's saying it's too much because it is going to her nearest and dearest, which I understand. But she's making it clear that, listen, it's only a small fraction of Jamaicans, and I wish they would not involve people's children, people's family members. The woman is making it clear what her perspective, her ethics, her morals are telling her. She is presenting that on her platform, hence she is influencing her audience to think along those lines. She never whisper it. She never text it. She talk it pan her platform with her how many thousands. What more did this donor want? Why did it go from this, where she is expressing how much she understands that whatever happens outside there, they have no control over? How she understands how when people, get involved and make things worse, they can't manage, they can't control that. But between she and Auntie Donna, them can work things out and squash things and move on, because we're mature enough to do that. How did it go from this to what we now have, which is a civil lawsuit? Remember what Auntie Donna said in the documents. In her affidavit, it says when she refused to give her money, that is when things start to go awry. Now, let me tell you how things can go. Because if it is that DMG decides to take this woman through the court of law for defamation, for slander, and all of this, and even to try and sue her back for the amount of money she's ending up having to spend, all it takes is for her to identify the time frame when it is that she and this lady part ways, when she tell her no, she not give her no more money. Then she needs to identify if the slander and the aggression online started at this same time. You see, if she sync the two things together and she get that evidence of videos out there and she check the timing and it's the same timing when she say, you're not getting no more money, clear motive. So I'm tell you, say, I tell you, say, it is best to not let anyone know what you have, how you achieve, what you do, because we own will become like parasites. And if it is that this lady ever come out and speak about this, if it's mediation them go to, the court going to eat you for dinner. Everything that you go for will be lost. And it's a sure win for Auntie Donna. Because she was rejected by DMG. Remember, the meeting is even after the donor went on several platforms bashing 99. Yes, that's why she said some things, and Auntie Donna said some things. That's why it said that, and it continued. Let me say this in bold letters, that the donor is the one who took to two platforms to slander DMG. See, the witnesses are speaking because after the meeting, the trolling started for money and DMG had to block the individual. That's where the bitterness started. I also encourage that a petition is done where supporters of DMG can actually go and make a count of the things that they've witnessed. I think that would be very useful, a very useful document indeed. But not yet. Hold your horses. In the second phase, let's see what's going to be the outcome of this mediation first and how it's going to end. Do you understand? Because there are things that can be done, because the internet is not just about the people who have the records, it's also about the people who observe the records. Do you understand? Remember, the meeting is even so let me see what else I've missed. She just wanted to be the lady bestie. The donor can't handle rejection. DMG has a lot of evidence of the individual trying to get that live is lovely evidence. A beautiful piece of evidence. It's beautiful, beautiful indeed. There's so much in it. there's more, but I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not here to play out all of the ladies' video. But there is a lot in this video. The judge is going to say, but it's what kind of madness this? This makes sense? So what changed? And bear in mind that subsequent to this, I don't recall, maybe there's evidence I've missed, guys. I don't recall DMG ever speaking about this donor. Do you guys recall that? Is there evidence out there of her speaking about her, at least speaking about her in a negative way? Because this is not to say she may not have referred to her pleasantly. I'm saying, do you have any kind of evidence of negativity after this from the lady and her platform? We can't account or speak for anybody else on social media and what they're capable of doing. Because, listen to me, I'm disgusted by what I see out there because their style is not mine. You understand? I do not agree with it or believe in it. I don't control them though. But at the end of the day, neither does she. Neither does she. Yeah? If it was up to me, there are many vile people on social media that be gone. But it's not up to me. You understand? No and never is what people are saying. They've never heard her speak about this Donna in any negative way at all. Yeah? So we're talking about what, 2-3 years or so after. Right? I'm just going to check the date of this video. Let me check the date. This was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And we've got no evidence or nobody saying, hearing anything negative. Never. Only one time she reprimanded her and told her to stop telling lies on her. Okay. Well, that's different. That's stopping slander and defamation. That's usually the first step, is to publicly ask somebody to stop defaming your name. Right? Which is a little bit different. They called her dunce, but she's more educated than them. Donna have all the proof. Even when DMG said she was suing people, her name was counted out. Because both women recognize that they wronged each other. Both. Which is why I'm saying that I'm not going to come down and say, oh, DMG was perfect, how she handled things and whatever. I'm not doing that. She was not. But likewise, the reaction was also terrible. Do you understand? But an apology was made, a public one. And clearly it was made, severally, because this is not the only one, And both met, agreed, and obviously discussions would have taken place off air that led to the organizing of this meeting. All of this is evidence. All of this can be presented. And unless it is that this donor can find any evidence, it's just not going to work. That is why I tell you that I genuinely don't think the intention of this donor is to win. The intention of the donor is to cause damage, chaos, and harm. And financial harm. That is the aim of this donor. She knows she's not going to win. It's just distraction. Listen, people. I don't want nobody love me like this to the point where love become hate. This is the worst kind of fatal attraction on social media. You understand? The worst kind. I mean, no, say after this, they're going to come for me bumbo. But I don't care. I had to speak the truth. And that was my opinion. And even afterwards, I won't be looking. I go about my business. We have things we go do. But we're going to keep an eye on this. No doubt if there is mediation in the pipeline, it will be within, I don't know, a month and a half, thereabouts. Yeah, a couple of months. And we will see exactly what's going on. Thank you so much for those of you who did the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for reminding people that the super chat button does work. You understand? It is much appreciated for the support of the channel. You understand? But I am not. I'm not worried about this, but I do know that it can get worrying. And I think it's important that we don't have a false sense of nothing's going to happen and nothing can go wrong and blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Things have got to be done properly. And it has to be done in a way that it is clear how things happen in chronological order, and that the evidence is appropriately tied to the arguments that are being presented on both sides. So at the end of the day, right, based on what I am seeing here, whatever case it is that will come out of this, it will need to be a lot more thorough than how it has been presented. And if mediation does not work, then we'll be right back to square one, back to going to court and to see where this is going to go. You understand? All right. She better watch her sugar level. I like a brata, big up yourself. This is so sad. You did a great job with the presentation. Thank you. Bless up yourselves, guys. I'm not going to stay here for much longer. I hope you have found this informative. Please do like up the live and do share it as widely as possible. Yes. We're graduates for a reason and not a season. We'll go through the information based on knowledge and understanding. All right. Bless up yourselves. Make sure you have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is. She need a better lawyer. Let's not diss the lawyer. But there, lawyer, please make sure that our auntie's paperwork is sorted out. Now, but I them kind of typo there again. We don't want to see it. Big up your nice green self. This is your girl, Head Teacher K, and I'm out. Bye.